Welcome back. This is KTN News Desk. Glad you could join us. President Uhuru Kenyatta is among leaders attending the G7 summit in Quebec, Canada. President Kenyatta's visit to Canada to attend this year's G7 summit follows Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau's invitation when the two leaders met in April at Lancaster House, London, on the emergence of the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting in the United Kingdom capital. Last year, President Kenyatta was among the African leaders invited to the G7 summit, which took place on the Italian island of Sicily. This year's G7 summit is taking place today and tomorrow. Will focus on economic growth, climate change and security. And for more, of course, information on the same, I want us to speak to State House spokesperson Manoa Sipisu, who is, of course, together with the president in Quebec. He's joining us live via Skype link. A very good I understand it's good morning to you. Thank you very much for agreeing to speak to us here on KTN News Desk. The G7 summit is a big deal. That is common knowledge. But what does this mean for Kenya?
As you say, Akiva, it's a big deal for us. It's a big
for our region. From a Kenyan perspective, there are three things that we are looking at. One is that we are here to engage with the group of the most industrialized nations to see how we may partner in terms of our focus on the big four of affordable housing, of manufacturing, and affordable healthcare. We are here to look at how to continue to promote protection of oceans, which is a big deal for the G7. And we are here to foster the African perspectives in terms of the things that we as a continent are looking at. So President Kagame is here, President Ramaphosa is here, and the President of Seychelles is here. We would be looking at maritime security, regional security, and as well as food security in general, in terms of how we then lift ourselves as Africans from where we are to where we need to be moving to.
So then President Uhuru Kenyatta will be addressing this particular summit. What are some of the things we expect he will be addressing?
The president will speak specifically to how to protect our oceans and what we need to do to get real value from our maritime resources. It is seen as an opportunity to showcase what it is that we can get from the billions of potential resources that we have in the oceans that we actually haven't been able to harness. And the Prime Minister of Canada, Justin Trudeau, wanted also to engage the President directly on the Ocean Summit that will be held in Nairobi in November as part of what Kenya is doing itself to protect the oceans, as what Kenya is doing to get the marine resources out there, and as part of what the world can do to partner with Kenya in order to accomplish these things that it needs to do. The president will then hold a series of bilateral meetings with the Chancellor of Germany, with the President of France, with the Prime Minister of Japan, to see how to look at some of the things that we are implementing going forward, like supporting apprenticeships and TVETs for Germany, for instance, for universal healthcare and infrastructure with Japan, for instance, and with industry, motor vehicle assembling and stuff like that with the French. The president will also speak to the leader of Norway about how to better harness hydrocarbons and in terms of just the oil find in Lokicha, how we can get the full value from there. And he will also speak to the leader of Vietnam on how to fully scale up our manufacturing, especially apparels and textiles, where, you know, Vietnam has risen to a major player in just a small period of 10 years.
We know that among the conversations will also be environmental management. Kenya is one of the few countries to, of course, ban plastic use in the country. As far as environmental management is concerned, what are some of the things we will be driving at in terms of agenda in this particular summit?
Two things. One, as you say, is plastics, and the leadership of Canada wants to try to see whether this ban can be extended to other players. As you know, we have banned plastics. Rwanda has, and Zanzibar now has, and that's a big deal in terms of just making the environment more cleaner. As you know, it takes 400 years for plastics to really be degraded, and it's such a long period. And to the extent that we don't have plastics, that would be the best way forward. The second one really is ensuring that we can put control on unlicensed and illegal fishing. As you know, Kenya loses most of its tuna, as well as crabs and other fish and fish species, to thieves out there. And these trawlers and shipping vessels are mainly from the West. And we need to be able to get the G7 on board so that they help us in terms of looking to hold people accountable for the fish that they are taking from our shores.
Well, even as you talk about the fish, our blue economy generally has not been fully realized after this summit. And of course, you say there will be another in Nairobi in conjunction with the Canadian government. Will we get to a point where we will see economic growth around our blue economy in this country?
Sure thing. I think two things stand out. One is that we want to improve our resources from fishing. And the whole question of value addition around tuna is important for us, because tuna imports are huge in the West, but we do not process much of our tuna. They're either processed via Seychelles or go all the way to other countries. And so the president is looking to harness our tuna resources and to ensure that we can value add by processing these in Mombasa. So that we grow jobs for our young people there, as well as help in terms of growing the economy there, rather than people, mainly strangers, picking our tuna, taking it abroad, and leaving no benefit for local communities. The second bit of maritime work there is ensuring that we are able to police our shores. We are able to police our special economic zones in the waters, and that's why you have had the discussion around ensuring that we have a coast guard that would do this work.
All right, thank you very much for speaking to us. That is Manoa Esipisu, State House spokesperson, speaking to us live from Canada. Of course, their accompanying President Uhuru Kenyatta, who will be attending and speaking at the G7 summit today and tomorrow. Now, City Hall has arrested scores of traders at Nairobi's City Market. The county's enforcement director, Peter Mbaya, says the crackdown is to rid the market of traders who are not licensed by the Directorate of Public Health. Mbaya says merchants at City Market sell meat products that have not been inspected, something he says puts city dwellers at risk of disease outbreak. Mbaya says the crackdown will later spread to Bama and Kariakor markets, and the traders have accused the police of inhuman treatment during the arrests.
First of all, I want to request the Honorable Governor to come to City Market and address us. We are being harassed. Hatujui shida ni nini. Tunashikwa kuanzia Tuesday. Watu wanalala ndani wanatoka na 10,000. Kosa uambiwi ni nini. Maafisa wa polisi wanajazwa hapa kila siku, members wetu wanashikwa kila siku, hatujui hiyo pesa inaenda wapi.
Patiwa warning ya kuambiwa tutaikani hapa. Polisi ndio huyu na kanjo wako hapa na tunalipa kanjo. Right yetu ni gani?
Operation City Market tangu Jumatatu kucontrol uuzaji wa nyama kule. Siku hizi watu wamekosa nidhamu, wanachinjia kuku City Market, wanachinjia samaki kule. Wanaleta nyama za wanyama ambao waruhusiwi huku Kenya kuuzwa huko. Wanauza nyama bila medical certificate, bila kabuti. Wengine wanauza nyama wana vidonda. So hiyo kitu waliachiliwa mpaka ikawa kama ni kawaida.
Now, members of the County Assembly of Kisumu have vowed not to pass the county's budget until it is properly subjected to public participation. The leaders have accused the executive of failure to involve the County Assembly and the public in the budget-making process, thereby striking out bursaries depended upon by hundreds of needy students across the country.
Still, we are informed that the bursaries have been removed from the current financial year budget, that is 2018-2019, and yet counties like Bungoma and Trans Nzoia have increased their bursary allocations to over 300 million.
And in Uganda, President Yoweri Museveni has said that the country's economy is starting to grow faster because of the huge investment on infrastructure such as roads and electricity. While delivering his annual State of the Nation address, Museveni said that government has embarked on achieving self-reliance and that currently 58% of the roads are being tarmacked using government money. Here's our Kampala-based correspondent Solomon Serwanja with the rest of the details.
Well, a very good evening from the capital, Kampala. Now, one of the stories that is making headlines here is the State of the Nation address. Ugandans continue to debate about the statement that was given by President Yoweri Museveni on the state of affairs of the country, with a section of Ugandans saying that it is empty promises as usual, while others say that the president is on course on delivering the country into a middle-income state. Now, when he took to the podium, President Museveni mentioned and highlighted the cores of this year's State of the Nation address, including peace and security of Ugandans, improving agriculture, infrastructure development, and also education, as well as fighting corruption. Uganda has been stained with several corruption cases over the past couple of years. The president on this issue had no kind words for the Inspectorate of Government, which is a body responsible in defending this country against corrupt officials.
What happened to the IGG? Why don't the victims of corruption report those incidents to the office of the IGG? That's what the purpose of that office, you remember. That's what the purpose, that if anything goes wrong, you report. Now the fact that now I must create another monitoring unit. So what happened to the other one?
Well, for the last couple of years, Uganda has had several cases of murder, kidnaps, theft that have destabilized the security of this country. President Museveni reaffirmed his commitment on protecting and defending the citizens of Uganda.
Urban terrorism and crime will be defeated just as we defeated the rural terrorists.
Museveni's statement was welcomed with mixed reactions from different legislators and across the public domain.
Very well on how far the economy has gone, the attainment of economic growth, and the sectors that have grown, especially ICT.
Of course, scornfully he said he should not be a head of state talking about fight of corruption when he was cited at the forefront of bribing members of parliament in the constitution amendment.
The president has not given the master plan on how the kidnaps is going to be stopped completely.
President Yoweri Museveni gave the State of the Nation address just a couple of days to the reading of the national budget, which is expected to be given on the 14th of June. Solomon Serwanja, KTN News, Kampala, Uganda.
Back in the country, Devolution Cabinet Secretary Eugene Wamalwa has called on county governors to commit to ending corruption in the counties. Speaking while on a tour of Tharaka Nithi County, Wamalwa said the fight against corruption could not be left in the hands of the president and his deputy alone or at the national level, whereas counties had become bastions of corruption. Wamalwa, on whose docket counties fall, said it would take the collective effort of Kenyans to slay the dragon that has now threatened to tear the very fabric that is Kenya. He called on the judiciary to act fast when it came to corruption-related cases so as to deter future occurrences. Tharaka Nithi Governor Muthomi Njuki, on the other hand, said that the county had put in place mechanisms that would allow residents of the county to report any form of corruption, be it real or perceived, for appropriate action to be taken.
Hata hapa kaunti yetu ya Tharaka Nithi, wale watu wanafanya kazi hapa, hao ni wafanyikazi wenu. Wenye nchi ni nani? Ni nyinyi. Na tumesema even in the counties, katika department zote ambaye ziko, we are not going to condone any form of corruption. Hata kama in imagination, tutadeal nayo na saa ni hii. Kama kuna mtu ambaye alikuwa anafikiria atajificha ficha katika ndani ya siasa, ati nitaguzwa nikimbilie senator yuko hapa. Senator ukisikia na mama hapa anasema na amefanya kitu mbaya, wewe ni akili, mwambie sisimamiange wakili ambaye wananyonya watu yako.
Waomba Wakenya wote tumuunge Mheshimiwa Rais mkono na naibu wa rais kupigana na janga hili la ufisadi. And Chinua Achebe once said, it takes a village to raise a child. But in Kenya we must say, it takes all of us to fight corruption. Hatuwezi sema hii maneno sasa Uhuru aenda amalize mambo ya ufisadi ama naibu wake amalize. Hapana. Sisi sote kuanzia county governments. If we have the commitment from every governor and every county government in Kenya, kama ile commitment tumesikia hapa kutoka kwa gavana wenu Muthomi Njuki, amesema hapa Tharaka Nithi County policy yake ni zero tolerance to corruption.
Naomba rais aongeze katika ile agenda 4 amesema aongeze agenda ya 5 iwe ni kupigana na waizi wa pesa ya umma. Pesa ya serikali inakuliwa Nairobi, wanakula pesa ya vijana, wanakula pesa ya kina mama, wanakula pesa ya wazee, wanakula pesa ya watoto, wanakula pesa ya viwete, wanakula pesa ya dawa, wanakula stima, wanakula barabara, wamekula kila kitu. Na hiyo waizi wako Nairobi na wale wako katika county governments. Rais achukue kiboko, aanze kuchapa waizi wote, waizi wa Nairobi home, waizi wa Kiambu home, waizi wa Tharaka Nithi home, waizi wote home.
All right, let's now take a short break here on KTN News Desk. When we get back, some of the top stories still fresh: calls for the resignation of Cecily Kariuki, the Cabinet Secretary for Health, over the NYS scandal. We'll be speaking to South Mugrango Member of Parliament Silvanus Osoro. This and more still land up for you. Don't go too far.
This is KTN News.